When police arrived at the remote Bavarian farmstead of Hinterkaifeck, they noticed something strange in the snow. Footprints. They came from the edge of the forest and led directly to the house, but there were no footprints leading away. No signs of a struggle outside, no sign of anyone leaving. Just a silent farm, a locked gate, and a trail that stopped where the house began. Inside, 6 people were already dead, and evidence suggested that whoever killed them didn't leave right away. They stayed. Hinterkaifeck was not really a village. It was a single, isolated farmstead located near Gruben, Germany. In 1922, it was home to the Gruber family. Andreas Gruber, his wife, Cecilia, their widowed daughter, Victoria Gabriel, Victoria's 2 children, 7-year-old Cecilia and 2-year-old Josef, and finally a new maid named Maria Baumgartner. The farm sat far from neighbours, surrounded by forest, quiet, cut off, which made what came next more disturbing. Months before the murders, Andreas Gruber told neighbours something didn't feel right. He claimed to hear footsteps in the attic at night, but when he searched, there was no one there. Keys began going missing, tools were moved, a newspaper appeared on the property that no one had ordered. Gruber believed someone was living in the attic, but no one believed him. He was known to be strict, paranoid, and deeply feared by his family. So when he spoke of intruders, people dismissed it. That dismissal would prove fatal. On the evening of March 31st, 1922, something went terribly wrong. One by one, members of the Gruber family were lured into the barn. There they were killed with a blunt farming tool. There was no sign of panic, no screaming reported. Each victim appeared to have trusted whoever called them out. The new maid Maria had arrived only hours earlier. She and the youngest child were killed inside the house. 6 people, one night, no witnesses, and still, no sign of escape. Days passed. No smoke from the chimney, no activity. Concerned neighbours finally entered the property. What they found shocked them. The bodies had been partially covered with hay. Animals had been fed after the murders. The fire in the stove had been kept going. Someone had stayed on the farm for days. And yet, there were still no footprints leaving the property. Police arrived late and unprepared. The crime scene was contaminated almost immediately. Curious villagers walked freely through the house. Evidence was moved, handled, lost. Suspects were questioned, including neighbours and former soldiers. But no one was arrested, no weapon was officially recovered, and the killer, or killers, were never identified. To this day, Hinterkaifeck raises impossible questions. Who was in the attic before the murders? Why did the killer stay afterward? Why did the footprints only lead in? And how did someone commit such a crime without being seen, without being caught, and without ever leaving a trace behind? In the snow outside Hinterkaifeck, the footprints remain the most chilling detail, because murders can be explained, motives can be guessed. But when someone comes out of the forest, enters a home, and never leaves, that's when the story stops being just a crime and becomes something else entirely. The farm at Hinterkaifeck was eventually torn down. The land was cleared, the buildings erased, but the case was never solved. No arrests, no confessions, no answers. Only footprints that came from the forest and never went back. If someone was watching that family before the murders, who were they? And if someone stayed in the house afterward, why did no one ever see them leave? If you believe this was a crime of opportunity, or something far more calculated, leave your theory in the comments. And if you want more true cases where the answers never came, subscribe. Because some mysteries don't fade with time. They just learn how to stay quiet.